What if you had superpowers just for one day? All right, let's talk about the hypothetical. The classic, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? Question. We all have an answer, right? Flying, invisibility, super strength, the usuals. But what if the scenario was a little more chaotic? What if you had a superpower for one day only? This isn't your chance to solve world peace. This isn't about saving the cat from the tree. This is about making the most of a 24-hour power trip before you go back to being a normal, slightly sweaty human. I've thought about this a lot. My first thought was, time travel. I could go back and tell my younger self to invest in Bitcoin. Brilliant. But then I realized, time travel is a trap. You'd spend the whole day trying to figure out the paradoxes and the butterfly effect. What if I accidentally erased my favorite TV show from existence? I can't risk that. I need a power that's fun, instant, and has immediate, ridiculous payoff. Then I landed on the perfect one, the superpower of instant object duplication. For 24 hours, I could touch anything and create a perfect copy. But here's the kicker. It's not just a copy, it's a slightly worse copy. Not broken, just off. Think about it. I duplicate this dollar. I now have $2. One is real, and the other is a bit wonky. Maybe the face on it is winking, or it smells faintly of bacon. Now imagine I do this to a diamond. I've got a real one and a slightly too sparkly one that maybe floats a few inches off the ground. My day would be a glorious, hilarious disaster. It would start small, of course. I'd wake up and duplicate my coffee. Now I have a second cup, but it's lukewarm and tastes a bit like regret. Then I'd get dressed and duplicate a sock. The new one is identical, but it's a size 8.5, just enough to be annoying. I'd try to get ready, but I'd duplicate my car keys, and the copy would unlock my car, but it would also make the horn honk constantly. It's all about a growing sense of mild, personal frustration. After that, the public pranks begin. My first stop, a museum. I'd be a one-man chaos machine. The real Mona Lisa would be there, and then suddenly a new one would appear where she's smiling with braces. I could duplicate the crown jewels and the copy would be just as stunning. But every time you pick it up, it would let out a small, quiet, cartoon-like boing. I'd leave a trail of beautiful yet slightly broken artifacts behind me. Next, I'd go to a fast food restaurant. I'd order a simple burger and fries, but when I duplicate it, the copy would be exactly the same. But every fry is a different, random topping. One is covered in ketchup, the next has some weird spice blend, and one is just pineapple and anchovy. It's the perfect food-based prank. My grand finale would have to be a bank. I'd be a legend of inconvenience. I'd walk in and duplicate stacks of cash, creating a cascading shower of slightly off money. The new bills would all be real money, of course, but maybe they would be inexplicably moist. Or there would be a small, perplexing question mark after the words, "In God we trust." A bank heist that isn't about stealing money, but about leaving a hilarious, confusing mess in my wake. Can you imagine the poor bank teller trying to count it all? And at the end of the day, as my power fades and the world is left with all my slightly broken, weirdly scented creations, I just walk away. A hero of mild confusion. It's the perfect one-day superpower. Not enough time for serious damage, but plenty of time for legendary mischief. The real chaos isn't the duplication itself, it's the aftermath. My one-day fun would be the world's permanent headache. So, what about you? If you had 24 hours to be a one-person agent of chaos, what would your superpower be? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button. After all, if you could duplicate a good video, you'd want to, wouldn't you?